Hello and welcome to Family Focus. I'm your host, Christina O'Reilly with Family Service Association of Fall River. We are thrilled to present this program to you each month as a resource to our southeastern Massachusetts community, and we hope to be a resource to strengthen individuals and families, as is our mission. Thanks as always to our broadcast partners. This show is carried on more than a dozen public access stations. We also are on our YouTube channel where you can find this and other episodes all the time. That's FSA Fall River on YouTube. Today I am joined by three guests who all are involved with the child-focused aspects of Family Services programming. I have at the end Michael Curran, who's the Director of Children's Developmental Services, Amy DiNardo next to me, who's the Kids Academy Director, and Kim Lima, our Senior Site Coordinator for the After School Daycare Program. So welcome to you all, and thank you for being with me.
Thank you for having us.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Great. So, as I mentioned, these are sort of the core of our child services that are offered to families every day as a resource. Kids Academy is a full comprehensive daycare center serving from 4 weeks to 5 years, Amy?
That is correct.
Okay. And after school daycare, we'll get into more of the specifics, but generally it provides before and after school care for children in the Fall River community.
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct. We're housed at two schools, Fonseca and Viveris, for after school and before school services. And we also have a program that we run on Bay Street called the Gen Center. We do not offer before school services there, just after school.
Terrific. So elaborate for us a little bit. Let's start with the after school day on the ages served.
So ages, they have to be school age, so 5 to 13 years old. They have to start kindergarten for them to come to us. We pick them up at their schools and we drop them off at the respected spot.
Great. And the hours that those children can be
So as soon as school lets out at the end of the day, so school year is right after school, we pick them up, and during the summer months we're there 7:30 to 5:30, so a full day.
Great. And school vacations as well,
School
right?
vacations, yep, summer.
We do provide transportation to our sites from all schools in Fall River. So our staff report at 2 o'clock to prepare and set up for activities and snack and things like that. And so we do that so that staff are ready when the children do arrive, either the walk down from Viveris or Fonseca, or the children that are transported in from charter schools or other schools in the area. We try to set it up geographically so that the children aren't on the transportation very long, so they're at programming more with their peers. And so we find that it's a real benefit to the families of Fall River.
Great. Mike, would you elaborate on that a little bit about the walk-down component being housed within those elementary schools? That, what a reassurance that is for parents to know that their kids are right there at their own site that's familiar.
Absolutely. We see it a lot with the kindergarten children who are just starting out. So rather than getting on a bus and getting transported on a fairly hectic day for everybody, reporting back to school, there's comfort knowing that their child will just walk down with the teachers that they have and the staff who are prepared to accept them from FSA and after school daycare.
Great. Kim, would you elaborate a little bit for me on what happens during a typical after-school daycare session? Children are given a combination of fun and educational activities, right?
So when they come to us, they are separated by ages. So they go into a group A, group B, group C, depends on what age they are. We feed them a small little snack after school, and we jump into our activities. We try to do educational activities, follow STEM and baking, cooking activities, and we have theme weeks. During the summer months, we take them out on field trips.
What kinds of field trips?
We go to the zoo every year. We do bowling every year. Movies. Seekonk Grand Prix, where the kids get to ride the little carts and all that. We have more time with them during the summer months, so we can do those type of fun, creative things.
We also do have educational side of things where we have had folks come into the sites rather than the children leaving
Yeah.
to do educational sessions on reptiles and things like that that the children really enjoy. So we try to add an educational component to having fun to keep the children engaged that we see the real benefit in by them attending and being involved. So.
Excellent. So, Amy, I'm going to turn to you for a moment, kind of covering some of the same basics, but as it pertains to Kids Academy. So, tell me a little bit about the age groups that you serve and how they're structured within Kids Academy.
So within Kids Academy, obviously we do have 4 weeks to 5 years old, so they are grouped in their respective age brackets, which we have 2 infant classrooms, toddler classrooms, and preschool classrooms, depending on their ages, depending on the classroom that they're in. We do offer the curriculum, the educational piece, where we do a lot of STEM learning, which is math, science, social studies, history, the language art piece, and there is regular arts, 3D. All of those are incorporated into the classroom themes, and they are done on a weekly basis. Teachers develop curriculum according to their classroom, fun and exciting ideas. They have outdoor time, so everything's kind of scheduled and structured for them, and they're able to be flexible with the infants and have their own schedule as well.
Great. And speaking of infants, I should note for our viewers, and intended to do this up front, that we are all wearing masks because of our close quarters in filming today, and because the folks with me are working with our youngest children and some of our more vulnerable populations. So for everybody's safety, we are masking on air today.
And I can just add quickly to that, we've made great progress by following CDC guidelines and keeping staff safe, children safe, and families safe. Lots of reporting throughout the pandemic, and even now, we do not require masks to be worn in after-school daycare with permission of the parents. If they would like them to, they most certainly are welcome to. So.
Great. And with the youngest children, our caregivers still are consistently masking?
So the caregivers are optional, and so are the children that are over 2. The children under 2 do not wear masks at the site. So.
Okay, great. I wanted to talk a little bit about, we have kind of a great meal and snack program set up at both of the sites. So maybe Mike, if you want to take that one since it pertains to both, talk a little bit about the meals that are served at Kids Academy for our attendees and
Sure.
snacks at after school daycare.
Right. Well, with the time frame of after-school daycare, we participate in the USDA program that provides nutritional snacks for children each day. That consists of a few components that we are outlined that we have to serve. So that works really well when they come into the program. We sit down and we give them snack to get them through the day. Kids Academy is a little different. They also do the snack through the USDA program as well, but they have a full-time kitchen staff person who cooks meals, both hot meals and cold meals during the summer months. So really provides nutrition and sustenance for these children to grow and learn. So if you all want to jump in and talk a little bit more specifically about your programs.
We also provide infants with formula and baby food upon the parent's approval, and they are fed throughout the day per their schedule as well. So we do have a great cook, I will say that.
I will confer.
Great. So talk to me a little bit about accessing the services. In both cases, we accept vouchers through the state of Massachusetts, correct?
Correct.
And we have a sliding scale fee system for the after-school daycare.
Yes.
And at Kids Academy, similarly, we're able to sort of work with families to try to help meet their needs.
Correct.
Yes, we do offer vouchers through income eligible, direct contract vouchers through EEC. We're licensed by EEC, Department of Early Education and Care, and we offer contracted vouchers through them. We also have IE vouchers through Pace Child Care Works, who is our CCR&R in New Bedford, and we also have a supportive contract for children. We do offer the sliding fee scale for parents, and that's based on the gross monthly income and the family size that determines their fee. We work closely and have a great collaboration with Fall River Public Schools that offset that cost for the parents who are private paying. So throughout the two programs, we offer a lot of help and assistance when it comes to the financial piece, because we know the importance of childcare and we just want to make it accessible to everybody.
Great, great. Tell me a little bit about availability of the services in both cases. So after school daycare is running a summer program, which is largely filled at this point, but still possibly a handful of seats available, right? And I think we can put that number up on the screen for parents to call about after school daycare. Can you tell us a little bit about the summer programming and what sort of sets that apart?
Sure. Like Kim had said, we start at 7:30 and we go to 5:30 at night. We do offer services for working parents. So we do basically the opposite of the school schedule. When they're in school, we are 2 to 5:30, and when they are not in session, we are longer days. We just want to keep that consistency for parents who are working, and give them that childcare to allow them to continue working without any breaks. I'm sorry. And so I just got shorter. So we do determine the fees based on those criteria. As far as eligibility, it would all really depend on what site you would like to receive care at, because we do have maximum enrollment at some sites, so there may be some openings for the summertime. So we would encourage parents to call. If we do run a wait list, we try to get those folks in there as quickly as possible. So please give us a call and we will point you in the right direction and let you know what the status is for your child's needs.
Okay, great. And likewise, Amy, can you tell us a little bit about Kids Academy and how families would go about enrolling? We have a wait list for various age groups, but openings become available on a rolling basis, right?
As soon as they become available, we'll give those parents a call that are currently on our waiting list. But we do take your name, number, and all your information and place them on the waiting list for whatever age bracket your child may be in right now.
Great. So we're going to take a short break at this time. When we come back, I'd like to talk a little bit about our sites and kind of the operational aspects. The Kids Academy site is a beautifully constructed place with separate classrooms for different age groups and a beautiful playground. And Kids Academy after school daycare has kind of a unique setting, being sort of pop-ups in those schools, yeah, and then our more permanent center at Gen Center. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back with you.
Hello, I'm Allison Haig from the Fall River Family Resource Center at Family Service Association. Our Grandparents Raising Grandchildren support group meets together 2 times per month, and we provide food and activities for grandparents and their grandchildren. Support groups are a great way to meet a group of people with common experiences or concerns who can provide support, compassion, comfort and understanding, encouragement, and advice to each other. If you are a grandparent raising your grandchild, we would love for you to join our group.
And welcome back to Family Focus. So I'd like to elaborate, particularly Kids Academy is a beautiful, newly renovated within the last few years building. Can you tell us more about it, Amy? It's such a beautiful care center.
Beautiful building. We're super excited to have this beautiful building. Being able to separate classrooms, having bathrooms in classrooms. I know we talk a lot about other daycares and coming back from our old building where bathrooms weren't so readily available and having to have kids go wait and take turns to go down to the bathroom, having them in the classroom, having sinks available for the teachers and the children as well. So reduces that wait time, reduces the stress and anxiety maybe that the kids are feeling, that they can go whenever they need to go. Having nice open windows and being able to see outside, and we're at a bright space, and having that wonderful land and seeing all the animals, and just not having such a city feel to it, but more of like a country feel to Kids Academy. Mm-hmm. And then getting to enjoy a nice big open kitchen, so preparing nice home-cooked meals that, you know, our children enjoy, and having just a beautiful space just to be able to accommodate children of all different abilities.
Great. You touched a little bit on that nice wooded space that the Kids Academy has surrounding it. It's such a little oasis still within the limits of Fall River, but in the northern part of the city.
Yes.
Sort of abutting the industrial park, and so there's a lot of wooded space around there. We are, and Mike, maybe you can speak to this, we are in the process of adding some fixtures for more outdoor learning.
Yes, through a grant that was made possible by the Women's Union, we're able to purchase some furniture and make some outdoor classrooms so that we can bring the classrooms outside to participate in some more STEM activities. We are looking at a design for a walking path through the woods and the green space that we have, so we're taking every advantage that we can to provide that outdoor learning space and give them those STEM activities that we think are really important. And we would really like to, you know, the agency's commitment to providing us with this space. The staff absolutely deserve it. They are wonderful day in and day out in what they do. So it really is a great learning environment to be in, with the design all the way through. So it's really great for the staff as well.
And being awarded that space just to, you know, not everybody gets the chance to see animals. We also have a farm up the street, so just having that where we don't have to go out so far, especially having the younger ones and not being able to go as far on field trips as well because of busing situations, but being able to be afforded that wonderful land and being able to see nature at its best.
Great, great. So Kim, I'm going to turn to you. Tell me a little bit about, I've toured the in-school sites for after-school daycare, and I happened to get there at the time where they were setting up, and so it's interesting how they essentially pop up an entire child care center in a very short period of time in a common space like the cafeteria at a school. So tell me a little bit about that how your staff does that.
We are at Fonseca and Viveris, like Mike had said, and we utilize their cafeteria space. So the staff are wonderful. Every day at 2 o'clock, they get there early and they set up their tables. It's like little puzzle pieces that they put together, and they put their beanbags chairs down and their rugs, and they make it as best they can for the after school, because it goes by really, really fast. The kids get down from school and they go into their respected groups, and next thing you know, it's 5:30 and the day's over. But the staff is very creative with doing that. We utilize the stage after school, the cafeteria space, and outdoor, the gym, the outdoor space, you know, that type of thing.
Yes, nice playgrounds.
Yeah,
at both those
playgrounds,
schools
yeah.
where they have access for
Yep.
some running free time.
Yeah.
And we're able to do some special events in collaboration with the Fall River Public Schools. We've been working with them for quite some years and very appreciative for what they do.
Yeah.
And Kim is right, you know, the staff are very creative and wonderful, love working with children. So they make it fun so that the day goes by so quick. And the children are actually in a school, but it feels like they're doing different things outside of the school experience. So the staff are great in setting those activities up and, you know, really pushing the envelope on what they can do to really set this up and break it down in the same day, because we have to set it up before they get there and break it down after they leave. So they do a fantastic job.
Great. On that note, I wanted to talk a little bit about each of your backgrounds and, you know, how you came to be in leadership positions in your program. Amy, I know you've been in the child care world in some way with
Yes.
FSA or its predecessors for 20 years or so.
23 years, yes. I started off as an assistant, worked my way up through the various stages as a teacher, as a lead teacher, and now as the director at Kids Academy. Working with infants mainly, but working with all age brackets, and it's fun and exciting to see, you know, such growth and progress. We have an upcoming graduation coming on as of June 24th, and just seeing the children go from 4 weeks old as a little infant to graduating and being 5 years old, and watching such progress and hitting milestones. And it's such a rewarding but also sad day when they leave. You know, it's very emotional for everybody because we feel like we're invested in their progress too. Watching them and then being in the field for as long as I've been, and then having staff return or them come back as parents and bringing their child saying, hey, I remember what great care you took of me, and now here we are with my child. So it's a great, rewarding experience, I will have to say.
Great. And we'll turn to Kim.
Same like Amy. I've been here 23 years. Started as an assistant group leader, site coordinator. So, you know, I've been in the trenches. I see these kids grow up. I see them in the community, and they're like, Miss Kim, and, you know, you remember me? Of course I remember them. I've been here for so long, and now they're moms. Some of my staff are the children I took care of them, so they're now staff members. So, yeah, it's great. It's rewarding.
Great. And so on that note, each of you, tell me a little bit about when you're looking for staff. What are some of the qualities that you're looking for staff? And we should note, you know, sort of as a side note, that our career opportunities are always posted on our website, www.frfsa.org. And so tell me, you know, some of the opportunities available within each of your programs, and what do you look for in a person you're going to hire?
I mean, they have to love working with kids. When I do my interviews, I say, you know, this is a job where you have to love people of all ages. You know, they have to be creative, patient, fast-paced. They have to work in that, you know, environment. Every day is different, but the same, if that makes any sense.
Yes. And just to touch upon what Kim has said, definitely loving, patient. I mean, we work with small children. They, you know,
Nourishing.
We need to have those bonds and establish those bonds at a very young age. And it is difficult for some children who are younger, maybe not so much with the older children because they kind of had those experiences, but with the younger children to establish those bonds early on and help them grow and see them through.
Great.
We also do have to follow EEC guidelines, so they have very specific regulations as to, you know, the qualifications staff need to advance to certain levels. Obviously, the assistant group leaders and teacher assistants are entry level, and they outline that very clearly on the website. And if folks have any interest and any questions on what they qualify for as far as a position, they can always call Human Resources, and we'll get those answers to them right away. But they do have to meet those qualifications with education, experience, age, just because it is such a high quality program, and the state does license it, we have to adhere to all those regulations.
Great.
Yeah.
And speaking of regulations, there are, of course, predetermined ratios that we have to maintain for staffing. And so I think some parents may be familiar, but if not, can you elaborate a little bit on what your ratios look like at Kids Academy?
So at Kids Academy, for infants, it's 1 teacher to 3 infants or 2 teachers to 7 infants. For their toddler classroom, it's 1 teacher to 4 toddlers, 2 teachers to 9 toddlers. And then in the preschool room, it's 1 teacher to 10 children or 2 teachers to 20 children.
Okay. And our entire enrollment at Kids Academy is up to 101,
We can hold up
right?
101, yes.
Great. Great. With sort of a distribution across those age groups. So.
Correct. And just to add, we are open from 6:30 to 5:30
Oh, yes,
at
thank
Kids
you.
Academy.
Thank you for touching on that. I don't think we had gotten there. And so, Kim, tell us a little bit about the supervision and the ratios within your programs.
Our ratios is for EEC regulations is 1 to 13, but we try to do the 1 to 10, 1 staff for every 10 children, especially during the full weeks, full days of our program.
Great. So there's a lot of care and oversight there.
Yes.
EEC also does have a formula with square footage to allow a certain amount of children into each space / classroom, so that you can't just have a small space with a large amount of children / staff. We think that's great. The 35 square foot per child really allows children to have their own space and experience it at the best that they can. So
More important than ever with the public safety, you know, and public health
Absolutely.
concerns, and
Right.
you know, having just children having some room to move and be.
Right.
And be children.
All right. So I think we are nearing the end of our conversation here. After school daycare will be enrolling, our viewers are seeing this in July, so you're enrolling for the upcoming school year for those after school programs. Can you talk a little bit about how parents can contact you to get involved? And again, we can put the number up on the screen. but where various sites pull from for enrollments too.
So we always advertise through the Fall River Public Schools to allow folks, make sure that they know that the service exists possibly in their own school. We're continually enrolling children, so we don't wait until a certain date. We can put you on a wait list for the school year, most certainly, but if you need childcare now and there is an opening, we work quickly to get children into those programs as quickly as we can. And the same thing with Kids Academy. Enrollment is ongoing, depending on the space.
Super. So thank you to my guests for joining us today. This has been a great conversation. We hope that our families in the area will take advantage. Fall River families for the after-school day, and Kids Academy pulls to an extent from surrounding communities being located in that north part of the city, nearby the industrial park too, where a lot of folks are employed, right?
Correct.
Great. So thank you again to our viewers. We've really enjoyed this discussion, and I hope that you can get some useful information from it. Again, all of our services are described on our website at www.frfsa.org. And we look forward to seeing you again next month. Take care.